Alright, so welcome to the finale of Eragon, and I can't see any other way for this to pan out than the narrator, who throughout this whole thing has been Ajihad, I believe. Take away with the map name and the cutscene before we gain control. So
final battle. Durza had not died in Gilead because, the legends say, a shade will not die unless his demonic heart is pierced.
You'll never win, Durza!
So?
Brissinger! Hold still.
All we have to do is whittle down Durza's health. And we can do that by sending his magic back at him.
Brissinger!
So let's just fire our arrows at him.
No matter. Impressive, but your skills still won't save you.
Dark magic. Feel my fire! Time for you to taste dragon fire, beast.
I would love to have some dubs in the air right now.
Brissinger!
I don't think there are any dubs in the air. Yes, it is. Eat. There'll be a lot more dubs. It'll be a lot tenser if you didn't have the dubs. So yeah, the red bar in the middle, that is basically when you can use fire.
Not bad for a child. You should have accepted.
And when you see his magic missile knockoffs, that's when you want to start using your magic on. Else, if the fireballs, and there's nothing you can do. So let's speed up.
No mercy this time, Ryder.
Oh, I don't need mercy.
Feel my fire!
So whenever he's close, breathe fire on the beast, and then just rain down magic.
With the Shade defeated, Arya left to prepare her people for Galbatorix's revenge. Both she and Eragon had a duty, a destiny to fulfill. But already the legend of Eragon, the great Shadeslayer, had begun to spread throughout Alagasia. And the Varden, who I, as Jihad, lead, will never forget the debt we owe to Saphira, the mighty dragon, and Eragon, the brave dragon rider that sits upon her.
And that, my friends, is the end of Eragon. Still, possibly one of my all-time favorite fantasy series. So we can select credits. So, yeah, a little few things here that they didn't bring out. First of all, Murtagh and his lineage. He is the son of Morzan, the treacherous rider who betrayed his own order, so to speak, to Galbatorix. And the sword Zarok that Eragon wields at the end, that Braum wielded throughout this entire journey until he died, that was Morzan's sword. And technically that was Murtagh's birthright. And he says in the book, my back was cleaved by that very sword you hold in your hand, or something like that. When he reveals that he was Morzan's son. Which also meant that he was basically locked into Varden. Like, he was locked in when they got to Varden, to make sure that he wouldn't turn on them if the Empire showed up. Which they did, and he didn't. He stood by them because he had no loyalty to them. But it gets really complicated for book 2. Anyway, I really wish, speaking of the other books, I really wish that there were games for them, or at least movies. Because I feel like the actors they got were really good. Sure, some of them were really hammy, like the actor who played Galbatorix. John something. I forget his name, but oh wait, it was John Malkovich. Like sure, he's a very hammy actor, but he sold the role so well. And of course, you had Jeremy Irons as Braum, and he's always been really good in movies. And seeing him as Braum, honestly, that is who I still think of when I read the books. I still think of Jeremy Irons and his performance as Braum. So yeah, what's gonna happen now for my channel? Well, if people want to, I will be going back to this game at a later time, possibly during my next LP, or like 2 LPs after this or something, to pretty much go back to every single level where I didn't find an egg, and I have to make sure that, you know, there are eggs at every level, because some of them there weren't. And yeah, it seems that not everyone came back for their roles. Like, Ed Spillers definitely came back. I don't think Jeremy Irons did. Sorry, I have to see this. But yeah, for now, whenever this comes out, because I'm recording this when I still don't have any internet, and I don't know if I have internet when this will be edited. But basically, my next LP is going to be a few weeks from now, but we'll see how far that was after us. Finishing off, so to speak, and yeah, it seems that Robert Carlyle got to play Braum, I think, and hey, that's a good good role. So will I return to the Inheritance universe? Definitely. I can already say this now, somewhere down the line I will be doing the GBA version, but it will be its own LP because the games are so different. They're like night and day. Like I said in part 1, the console versions, that being I believe PS3, 360 and PS2, these are hack and slash titles. Level-based hack and slashes that you can play alone or with a friend. The DS game has more puzzles to it, and it's more of an almost like level-based Zelda game, I want to say. But my favorite version by far is the GBA version, which is an turn-based RPG, and it's really, really well made, with like new take on your turns and all that. Because I feel like they took a certain mechanic from the original Final Fantasy and then reworked it here. But that will be later down the line. As for what's coming up from me now, now at the time I'm recording this, I don't know. I have a few games I want to do, but it'll be a while until I record on console again, so it's gonna be PC/emulated for the next few. So we'll see what I come up with, basically. But yeah, until then, this has been Silver Greyscale with Let's Play Eragon for the, as far as I know, PS3 and 360. If there's someone with a PS2 and 360, if there's someone with a PS3 that says that they have played this game and actually played it on PS3 with like a PS3 copy and not just backwards compatible with the PS2 version, leave that down below in the comments, because I've honestly not seen this for the PS3. And until I see you guys next time, my my lovely treasure hoard, have an awesome, whenever this happens to be, in January or February. To make it more broad, have an awesome start of 2020. Take care, guys.